Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial for beginners about drawing a floor plan in AutoCAD 2019. The aim of this lesson is to teach you some drafting tips to finish your projects faster and with precision. As well, I will teach you some of the most useful commands and the situations they are good to use. In order to help you, I attached this exercise in the description of the video so you can download it. OK, when you open the file, you can see all the dimensions there. And with this, if you prefer, you can practice by yourself and check out the video only when you need. Another thing, the list of contents is also available in the description. And it also helps you to access to the topic that you want by clicking on it. So, I'm going to start this tutorial, and first thing is set up the units. I type units with my keyboard and press enter, and this window opens. Here in length, I can choose the type of units. I can choose decimal if I work in meters or millimeters, for example. For inches, it's more common to use engineering or architectural. But for this exercise, I choose decimal. In the section Precision, you choose the number of decimal cases that you need. I choose 2 decimals to have the precision until centimeters, because my unit is meters. On the right are the angle units, and I can choose from grads, radians, or degrees. In insertion scale, it's not important to set this unit here if I don't use content from a different file. That's because AutoCAD is a dimensional program, and if I draw a line of dimension 1, that can be wherever I want, centimeter, meter, millimeter, kilometer, wherever. But anyway, if I specify here meter and I insert a block from another file, where its units are millimeters as you see here, it will be automatically resized. The width of this door is now 0.9 meters. When I'm done, I click OK to close this window. OK, let's start drawing the floor plan. As a guidance, you can use the PDF file that I add in the description. You can print it, or if you have a tablet or a phone, you can open it and follow it while practicing. So, the first thing, I will draw the outline of the exterior wall altogether, and I will use the command Polyline. I'm going to type PL or Polyline, or click in this icon over there. So, I will start in this corner, and I have to click for the first point. The first line, as I want it horizontal, I move to the right until I see this dashed green line. This indicates that the line is completely horizontal. At this moment, I can type the length, which is 3.3 meters. After will be this vertical line, and when I see the dashed green line, I can type 0.45. Then again a horizontal line, 13.20. After again a vertical line of 2.25. And for this section, I'm not going to draw this detail. For the moment, I draw just 3 horizontal lines. One of 4.75, the second 1.50, and the third 7.35. OK, I keep drawing the lines until I finish all this polyline. I fast forward this because you should be able to draw it by yourself by using just a PDF, and you get a bit of practice. For the last line, I type CL or close, and this will connect to the origin of the polyline. So now that I finish, I will show you a command that I can draw automatically the inner line of the exterior wall. It's the tool Offset. I can type with the keyboard O or click in the icon here. It's this one. Then I have to specify the offset distance, which will be the one between both lines. I type 0.3 and press Enter. Right next, I click in the polyline and then click inside the area to place the new object here. So it was very simple, as you see. Okay, next step is to draw the internal walls. Of course, there are plenty ways to proceed that can be quite effective without spending a lot of time. And in this tutorial, I've chosen one method, and during this process, I will be showing how we can use some of the most useful commands. So, I decided to draw first this wall here, and then all the rooms that are above it. Indeed, if you prefer, you can draw with a different order, as the measures are all in the PDF file. I'm going to use the command line, then I move the pointer over this corner, and if the object snap, which is this icon, is turned on, I can move slowly down from the end point, and you will notice this dashed line and this label that says extension. Now I can type the length that I want, which is 3.45, and press Enter. So the new line will start at that distance from the end point. Okay, as I want the line completely horizontal, I have to follow the polar tracking until I reach the wall and see this cross symbol. If I click now, I place the second point of the line exactly in the intersection. Also, the dashed green line must be here to make sure the line is horizontal. I click and hit Escape to exit the command. Okay, now I will draw the vertical lines which separate the rooms. For the first room from the right, I will do the same process. I type L or press Enter to activate the previous command. Go to this endpoint, move left and type 3.75. I can make a vertical line here until the horizontal line I just created. Then I press Escape to exit line. And after, I'm going to use Offset to draw lots of vertical lines. Very simple. First, for the distance, I type 0.1, as this is the distance of all the internal walls. I click in the line, then move left to place the new one. Then I click in the line I just created and type the next distance, which is 3.75. Again, the last line. This time is again 0.1, which is the distance that already appears here. And that's because when we use this command, the first distance we enter is shown as default. So just keep drawing the lines until I reach the room where is the kitchen. Once more, you can keep following the PDF to get practice. It's how you learn Autocad. Okay, when these doors are done, I have to get rid of the extra segments I got here. And the command Trim is an effective tool to do this. But first, I need to draw a line here. I activate again the command, Then I go to this endpoint. I move to the left and type 1.6 and press enter. So I will draw the line here. Then I press escape. And at this moment I will delete all these sections of lines with the command trim. It's simple. I type TR or click in the icon there. I'm going to select all the objects. I press enter. And now by clicking, I can delete parts of lines that are limited by intersections. If I click here, I delete this section and the same in this one. I can still use the selection area as you see here. Then those two that you see I'm not able to delete. And do you know why? Because after deleting the previous parts, they became separate objects. And I can just click on them later and press delete. So let's continue trimming the other parts. Here, there is another in this side. And when I finish, I can simply press enter. But wait, there are more here. Anyway, these are just details that I can do in the end of the project. Now that I finish, I press enter. And I can click now in the lines I talk about and press delete. So you are now able to draw all the internal walls of the floor plan. But I show you how to draw this detail here because it's a bit more complicated. I will use the commands line, offset and trim. If you prefer, do a pause in this video, try to draw it, and if you get issues, just come to the video again and check out one of the possible methods. I start drawing the vertical wall from this intersection of these lines. I activate line and I will draw it at 4.75 from the corner, which is exactly this endpoint. I click and for the line dimension, I type 2.80 as you can see in the plan. Then I press escape and I use the command offset again, and as this is an exterior wall, the width is 0.3 and I click. But in reality, the wall in this part is diagonal. But as I have these distances in the PDF, I can draw it easy. For example, I can draw these two lines and after I draw the diagonal from the intersection. From this endpoint, I drag up and type 0.7 and make a horizontal line here. Then I do the same to the other side. I enter 0.7 and click here. Then I press escape. Type L to enter the command line and use both points at the intersections to make it. Easy. Now offset, and as it is still the exterior wall, I keep 0.3 and offset it below. But yes, I need to extend the new line until the other walls. One way to do it is click on it, and in this extremity, I move the mouse in a way that keeps the direction of the line, and when I see extension here, I try to click on the intersection, which is this cross. Then I do the same for the other side. To deselect the line, I press escape, and then I can delete the lines that I don't need. Now it's time to introduce you another command for drawing symmetrically. It's mirror. I type MI, or the icon is located there, Select just the objects that I want to mirror, press enter, and then I need to draw a line which will act as a mirror. I click in this midpoint, and if I draw a vertical line, everything that I have selected will be copied to the other side of this mirror, keeping the same distances to it. Here in Erase Objects, I choose No to keep the original ones. OK, to get rid of these extra lines, again with the command Trim. It's easy, you can do it by yourself. Select everything, press Enter, then I open the selection box here, select all these parts, and these ones I can click on them. It's simple. The last that remains, I need to click on them and delete. OK, just finish it until I have no lines inside of the walls. So the remaining parts of the internal walls I'm not going to show you here, because now you should be able to draw them using the commands I taught you previously. Anyway, I will show you a couple of tips. Using the command Extend. Here, to draw these walls, I use the command Offset as I did before and specify the distances required. Here 0.1 for this internal wall, the next will be 2.5, and then I keep doing these lines until the end. I'll fast forward it. When I finish all these vertical lines, I need to extend them until the horizontal line below, and for that I'll use the command Extend. I can type EX, or I can find the command in this arrow next to Trim. I select first the object where I want the lines to be extended, press Enter, and then click in the lines to be extended. Like this. This room I decided to draw it after, but it's simple. Using line, I go to the endpoint, drag to the left, and type 2.55. Then I do the same but vertically. I type 2.5. And now I connect this line to the exterior wall. Press Escape. After, I want to offset this, but I need a polyline here instead of two lines. That's not a problem, because I can always use the command Join to merge lines in a polyline. I activate the command, select lines, press Enter, and as you see, they were converted to a polyline. Then I offset the polyline 0.1, press Enter, and click below here. Finally, again the same, trim the segments that I don't need. Activate Trim, select everything. After, I click in the objects, as well as these ones inside. Another method, in the Trim selection, if I would select these two horizontal lines and this vertical line, when I click in the parts to trim, as you see, it erases everything until this vertical line. So it was everything for now in this first part of this tutorial. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, you can do it now to get notifications of new videos and to get easy access to other tutorials. Also, if you need extra help, I can make online private lessons for beginners. Just send me an email and I will provide you all the details. Thank you and till next time.